Luckily, I got home without crashing into someone, hallucination or otherwise. Hi, my name's Edith, and I hallucinated on my nephew's birthday. Don't worry, Mom and Mom friends, no drugs were involved. When I say my nephew's birthday, I mean the day he was born, his 0th birthday, the night he yeeted out of his mother's womb. Me and my sister-in-law, Juniper, have a really close relationship. She was actually my childhood best friend. My brother Jim had a crush on her for over a decade. When they started dating, things got serious super fast. They got married and got pregnant soon after. Juniper went a week past her due date, so when labor finally started at 3 a.m., she was super excited and called everyone on the birth team to the birth center. I stopped at a grocery store at 3 a.m. to buy birthday cupcakes. I think I was the only person happy to be at Walmart that early in the morning. Everyone made it to the birth center, and here is your cast for the story. The dad, my brother Jim. This guy loves his family and classic rock, and he was super excited to upgrade from being a Chad to being a dad. The mom, Juniper, who has wanted to be a mom for forever. She's an empath, knows where to find good memes, and is a genuinely good person. June, Juniper's sister, who has this chaotic vine energy that just makes life way more fun. She is iconic, she is awesome, she's a queen. Then there's me, Edith, Jim's sister. Never seen a birth before, but curious about the miracle of life, and thinks this might be a good story to tell later. There was also Juniper's mom and the midwives. It wasn't just 4 idiot Gen Zers running around. So we all arrived at the birth center super excited. The excitement didn't last long. You see, Juniper did what's called a natural birth. Personally, I call that extreme torture. Childbirth is literally the most painful thing ever. That's a fact. Any boy who thinks getting kicked in the balls is worse can go eat a watermelon seed and poop out a watermelon, because that's probably the next closest thing. For the first 20 hours, Juniper did her best to weather the pain. It came and went in waves like an ocean just crashing over her. Jim's job was to keep her calm, which was a lost cause, but he tried his best. The sense of guilt he felt was intense. I mean, this was technically his fault for putting the bun in the oven. June and I were in charge of supply runs, mostly food. For natural births, moms are encouraged to eat to keep up their strength. We also had to get food for everyone else on the team because we were there all night, all day, and all night again. About 18 hours into the labor, Jim requested Chick-fil-A. June drove us to the Chick-fil-A, and keep in mind, we're both crazy tired. We'd been up since 3 a.m. that morning, and it was dinner time. We were hysterically laughing at everything and nothing. June tells me to look for the Chick-fil-A because she needs to focus on driving. And I saw the Chick-fil-A up ahead. It took about 10 seconds for my 2.5 brain cells to put together the words to communicate this. What I meant to say was, "Look, June, the Chick-fil-A is ahead on the left." Instead, I said, "Hello, chicken." We zoomed right past. I also promised the lady that served us at Chick-fil-A that we would name our nephew after her, and I also called her a fair maiden. Anyways, we do a U-turn, got my brother his chicken, and continued to do what little we could to help Juniper out. Juniper has to go through all that pain alone. It was really scary to watch, much less go through. Miracle of life, that's some bull. It's more like the nightmare of birth. At about the 20-hour mark, Juniper stopped being Juniper. She retreated into herself, which threw open the door for this Mother Nature goddess to enter the fight. to physically hold her down to keep her steady as she pushed the baby out. The strength she had was insane. I'm surprised she didn't break Jim's arms. At 3-something in the morning, my nephew finally made his debut. He weighed in at 10 pounds. A little while later, I was able to hold him for a couple minutes. Words can't really describe the feelings I had in that moment. This new person wasn't just a baby. He was a person created from the love two of my favorite people shared. The legacy of their love will live on through their son, and any other children they have. Fun fact, they're having their second son today, or tomorrow. She's literally being induced today while I'm editing this, so by the time this video is uploaded, they will have their second baby. Anyways, at about 4 in the morning, I was finally free to go home. I'd only slept for 3 hours 25 hours ago. I was running on an emotional high and not much else. Halfway through my hour-long drive home, my brain starts to run out of gas. My 2.5 brain cells are struggling to keep me awake. This was when the weird stuff happened. I was focusing on the road ahead. It was around 4:30 a.m. at this point, so it was dark. I began seeing people. I saw shadowy figures running back and forth across the highway in front of me. They were as tall as the street lights, darker than the night sky. They ran across the highway and disappeared into the dark, only to appear again and do the same thing. There were multiple ones, all crossing at once, going both ways, always just on the edge of the horizon. If I had the energy to panic, I probably would have. I continued seeing the shadowy figures until I pulled off the highway. Luckily, I got home without crashing my car into someone, hallucination or otherwise. I then proceeded to sleep for 14 hours. It wasn't until I got up that I freaked out. Hallucinating is something I never thought would happen to me, but it did. It's crazy how much we need sleep and how fast our brains fall apart without it. Or at least how fast mine falls apart. I could have crashed my car and died, or worse, killed someone else. It's a miracle that nobody got hurt that night. I mean, I drove for a whole hour while hallucinating. That's insane. I'm insane. Next time I start seeing things that aren't there, I will pull over and take a goddamn nap. That was a seriously bad decision on my part. But I lived, and I learned, and I had a story to tell later. And a couple of really awesome nephews. If you boys are watching this, go hug your mom because she deserves the love. And then subscribe.